Hey everybody, it's Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a very nice day and a great start to your weekend so far. We're looking at a couple of stories today, both by Licia, looking at the Bitfi Wallet and its relation to John McAfee, who's got a lot of say in that project. We're also taking a look at Licia's take on the situation in Ukraine as it relates to currency and democracy, and she's got a whole take on that. Don't forget, Licia is based out of Ukraine, so you're getting it from a pretty much official source when it comes to this. Just a word on the market. I mean, we made yesterday's video and there was a quick and sudden flash crash. So I was getting a lot of flack in the comments about the fact that I was perhaps a little bit more optimistic. And then all of a sudden today, at the time that I'm making this video, we've come back up a little bit. So we seem to have a reverse Bart Simpson pattern that's developed over the last 24 hours or so. Look, guys, at the end of the day, it could go up, it could go down. We're going to go ahead with the news, starting with this article here. Again, by Licia, the Unhackable Bitfi has won its first award. And you guys may remember we talked about all the commotion that this whole bounty caused with the Bitfi reward of $250,000. We talked about this last week, in fact. So this is what we're talking about. The drama revolving Bitfi, John McAfee's ostensibly unhackable wallet, has managed to gain recognition from the community. This week, the wallet has become an early winner of Pony Award for the lamest vendor response, a trophy of mediocre prestige given to the company that handles security vulnerabilities in the worst possible way in a given year. I guess pony comes from like the internet term pwned, like, you know, you got pwned or something on the online, I don't know, shooters or MMORPGs. You guys tell me, you probably know better than I do. That's my theory. So for the uninitiated, at the end of July, McAfee announced a bounty program. Following certain rules, a hacker had to get access to Bitfi's wallet and in return receive a bounty which was raised by McAfee from $100,000 to $250,000. Eventually, the marketing strategy paid off, and the President of the United States candidate, yes, don't forget, he's going to be running for POTUS, he managed to draw attention to his product. So a few hackers, including a 15-year-old, rooted the device, which is apparently a cheap Android phone. We talked about that circuit board in the past, how it wasn't really anything too special. Instead of dealing with the matter in a civilized manner and admitting that its product does not match the Bitfi claim, quote, that our security is absolute and that the wallet cannot be hacked or penetrated by outside attacks. So instead of that, the wallet representatives have engaged themselves in tweet battles, while McAfee resorted to his usual megalomaniac, quote, attack everyone kind of rhetoric. The full story is available here. Licia wrote about that, and we're going to link to that in the description below. So taking a look at what McAfee wrote, the press claiming that Bitfi wallet has been hacked. Utter nonsense. The wallet is hacked when someone gets the coins. No one got any coins. Gaining root access in an attempt to get the coins is not a hack. It's a failed attempt. All these alleged, quote, hacks did not get the coins. So for McAfee, it seems to be all about the coins. But Licia makes a good point when it comes to this, and her analogy is one of a hostile battleground. So if a hostile tank enters a defending city but does not kill people in a specific house, should all the inhabitants, including the ones living in that specific house, feel safe, ignore the tank, and claim that their army is impeccable? So the analogy, I think, is a good one, because if people got access to that wallet, they've basically infiltrated the digital architecture and the infrastructure of that wallet. It seems like it's only a matter of time until they do get those coins. I mean, no, they haven't done it yet, so McAfee is technically right. But it's not a good look for Bitfi. It's not a good look for the partnership with McAfee. It's not really a good look for anybody. So we'll see. Maybe in the next update, we'll talk about the fact that not only has the tank breached the walls, but now it's, unfortunately, raiding the city and its inhabitants. We'll let you know if it comes to that. But in the meantime, you can check out bitfi.com. Optimized utility, fortress-like security, and absolute ease of use. Again, I agree with Licia. They could have handled this whole situation a little bit better. I know people say that, any publicity is good publicity. In this case, for a wallet to be, hacked, or it comes down to semantics, but it's not a good look, in my opinion. I wouldn't be sold on this. You can take a look at the bounty information here, which again is at $250,000. So a cool $250,000 if and when they do actually get those coins extracted from the wallet. So let us know what you think about this. It's a bumble, in my opinion, and McAfee's pretty good at putting his foot in his mouth. But let us know your thoughts on the issue, of course, so please do comment below. And in other news, also by Licia, who's on a roll today, Ukraine is testing blockchain for voting and more. So Ukraine, writes Licia, might be the next Zug. The country is following the Swiss canton's example and is already testing blockchain technology for multiple purposes, including real-time voting on a NEM platform. According to Alexander Stelmach, a member of the Central Election Commission, the government is carrying out a series of blockchain-related experiments. Hence, a vote, which is based on inbuilt blockchain NEM modules, has been created a couple weeks ago. In order to partake, you need to download the NEM wallet and access the vote. Then you will be offered to answer some questions. For instance, quote, who would you not vote for in the upcoming presidential elections? And by the way, that link here to Alexander is available here. I can't exactly read I believe the Ukrainian, the language that this is in, but we're going to link to this in the description below if you do want to check out Alexander Stelmach's quotes on the issue. So, however, despite all this, the authorities have more experiments in store. In his Facebook post, Stelmach, who explained the basic advantages of blockchain, such as impossibility to make changes to the stored information, revealed that he and his colleagues, quote, attempted to use blockchain properties for saving voting data from 2014 presidential elections polling stations. We've always talked about the fact, guys, that there's so much more potential for blockchain beyond just cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the incarnation that we like to follow, but, blockchain, of course, underlies not only the cryptocurrency aspect, that one branch of it, but there's so many other applications. And I think perhaps the most important of which may be democracy, may be voting. All this talk about, if you're American, especially Russian collusion and election hacking, and hey, you really want to do away with all that, like permanently, adopt blockchain. It's really that simple. So Alicia ends on a somewhat pessimistic note, and yet there's little hope that blockchain-based voting will be available anywhere soon, even though Facebook users reacted well to the news compared to the recent announcement of cryptocurrency legalization. There are a number of blockchain unrelated reasons. One lies in the fact that Ukrainian voters are not as sophisticated as their Swiss counterparts. We're going to give Licia a pass on that because she is Ukrainian. So the majority of those who actually vote either do not have a phone or the whole concept is too complex to understand. Then there is the fact that e-government platforms in Ukraine are still in their nascence. Finally, there is little political will in the country. The local political elite, which is used to shady practices and all sorts of voting violations, has no reason to support a fully transparent approach other than for short-lived populist rhetoric. So if you guys are across this issue, if you think this is a good idea just philosophically, or maybe you're Ukrainian, maybe you can relate to this and you're from that part of the world, what do you guys think about Ukraine being one of the next cantons of similar to Zug in Switzerland? I think that it could be a possibility. Of course, let's see how people latch onto it. Let's see whether or not they're fans and proponents of the systems, of the ideas, but you never know. If you guys want to check out the NEM website on which this architecture is based that we just discussed, check it out here. We'll link in the description below, nem.io. You can also read about that news here on the Central Election Commission's official website. So do check that out in the comments below. And with that, guys, make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Telegram. If you choose to invest, we wish you happy investing. In the meantime, guys, have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon in a new video. Take care.